What is up, guys? Kaz here, and today we are going to be doing some guild battles. So, earlier in the week, I had a guildmate in one of our baby guilds ask about how to pick counters in Guild Battle and Siege, and while that's a very loaded question, I figured the best way to go about answering that would be to do some guild battles and to kind of take you through my thought process on how I pick counters. And no doubt there's many players out there, especially early and mid-game, that have the same exact question. How do I pick effective counters for the defenses that I come across? And so what I want to do today is I want to pick 3 defenses in our guild battle today, and I'm going to kind of walk you through how I go about countering these defenses. So the first one we're going to do here involves a Kamoon, Perna, and Rakuni on the first team, a Jean, Camilla, and Triana on the second team. And so the way I would go about countering this one, in the first team, the first thing I would notice is that all 3 of the monsters are fire, and there is not a defense break in there. And so that tells me that all I have to do is bring a very tanky wind monster into it, and either the rest fire or water, and I will be able to easily wipe this out. So what I want to do is I'm going to bring a Feng Yan into this because he tanks this like a champ. And if you don't have Feng Yan, Triana is going to work just fine. Ermita, the Wind Serpent, will do well. If you have Yan Hua, she's going to do well as a tank as well. And so any of those would be good. You just want a wind tank to absorb all of the hits. The next thing I'm going to want is going to be some sort of a shield. And so what I'm going to bring in is I'm going to bring in a Kamoon on this one. And that Kamoon is going to cover my Feng Yan and make sure that he's not going to take any damage from that Perna or from that Kamoon if that Kamoon's on a crit build. And then the last thing I want to do is I want to bring in a monster that is going to be able to take care of all 3 of these fire threats. And the monster that I'm going to use for that in this case is going to be Rocky, the Fire Hell Girl. Now another monster you could do, I don't have mine build, but you could use Avarice, the Water Anubis, and that one prevents reviving, so that will go ahead and take care of that Perna for you. I'm going to use Rocky because that's who I've got built. Now on the second team, you've got Jean, Camilla, and Triana. And again, the first thing I noticed is that there is no defense break source on that team, and so I'm going to very easily be able to manipulate the AI in this case. And who better to use to manipulate AI than Rena, who is a tank. Now this is a monster that I recommend everyone build at some point. And the way you want to build her is you want to build her with crazy amounts of HP, defense, and resistance. The rest of it doesn't matter. I've got mine on double destroy, just so that I can slowly whittle down the HP of some monsters if fights end up getting drawn out. So Rena's going to be my tank. Now the next thing I notice is that there's a Jean here that's going to be provoking me the entire time. Now there's 2 ways to deal with that. The first way is that you can bring Veramos, and Veramos will be a source of cleanse for that provoke. So every turn he'll cleanse 1 debuff off of the monster. If he's on violent, then it doesn't matter what else is put onto your monsters. In this case, it's going to very easily be able to cleanse. However, in this case, since I'm using Rena as my elemental wind tank, rather my elemental tank for the wind unit and the water unit, I'm going to need to pick 2 wind monsters. And so I'm going to opt to bring 2 wind monsters. So I'm going to bring my Skogul to go through that Camilla at the very end, because I think that Camilla is going to be my biggest issue. And then I'm also going to bring my Ritesh to deal a little bit of extra damage so that we can take out that Jean. Once we take out that Jean, then the rest of it is smooth sailing. So we'll go ahead and jump right in. Alright, so right off the bat, my Kamoon's got the first turn, and immediately I want to start working on this Perna. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of damage to him. I'm going to actually put up the counterattack because I want that Perna and the other monsters to get defense break after they attack my Feng Yan. And hopefully my Rocky will be able to clean up. So there's the defense break, although it didn't hold because of the Raccoony. So let's see if we can put it back on there. We did. You know what? I want my Rocky to be able to kill that Perna, so I don't want to pop him here. So let's deal some damage to that Kamoon. And I've got my Kamoon on a crit build, so let's see if we can get him down below where that Perna is. And we did very easily. So that Kamoon shield is going to go right back on him. And now I'm going to go ahead and use skill 3 to pop the Perna. And if you're using Avarice, then you should be able to pop him with the Avarice as well. So we'll go ahead and take out the Perna, and now they no longer have a threat. So we'll go ahead and take down this Raccoony. Finish him off with the Kamoon here. Apply some defense break, and we'll go ahead and nuke down this Kamoon. So second fight, we've got first turn here. So let's see here. Do I want to put out that defense break? You know what? No, not yet. I want to see if I can provoke this Jean so that we can avoid the provoke from her. Can we get it? We did not get it. So we're going to get provoked here. The Rhytesh resisted it, which is good. There's some immunity. Right there, the Vioproc kicked in, so next turn my Skogul is going to be able to throw his stone up into the air. We're going to save that skill 3 till we can defense break that Jean. So let's apply a little bit of damage to her. Crap, my Skogul got stunned. That's kind of annoying. And you can see here that they're just kind of pounding away at my Rina and not really getting anywhere. Alright, so here, I'm going to go ahead and see if I can defense break that Jean. And let's do a little bit of damage to her. We did not get a defense break, but that's okay. We're doing a little bit of damage, and man, my Skogul likes to get stunned today. All right, so Camilla's still wailing away at Rina. Man, that Jean is going to town on Vio. That's crazy. All right, well, they're going to do that. So this is why I have my Rina on Destroy, because when things don't go my way and the fight gets drawn out, I want to be able to take the opportunities that I have and finish the job as needed. So slowly, over time, that Rina's going to wear out that Jean's max HP so that even just one Skogul stone will kill. So let's see if we can provoke that Jean this time. No, provoke again. Alright, so let's see if... no, we can't provoke. Yeah, let's just deal a little bit of damage. He's going to provoke me again. So, let's see here. Let's heal up a little bit. Man, I'm not landing anything. And still no provoke, but we are slowly whittling that Jean down. Alright, let's see if can we defense break that Jean this time. Alright, we got it this time. Triana chose not to cleanse the Jean, so hopefully Jean doesn't proc out of her defense break before I can deal some damage to her. Man, that Camilla is just going to town. But that is why I chose Rina, because it does not matter how many times she Vioprocs, that Camilla's going to get nowhere with Rina. So let's apply some damage to the Jean. Alright, got a good crit. That did a good amount of damage. We got the resist. Oh man, this is going to be tough. Do I want to risk getting a Vioproc on that skill 2 for Skogul and it just getting wasted on that Jean's invincibility, or do I want to throw that stone up with the hopes that Jean is, that I'm not going to get that Vioproc and that Jean will get out of that invincibility for me to kill her? That is a tough one. You know what? No pain, no gain. Let's give it a shot. Hopefully we don't Vioproc. We did not. Good. Alright, can we get a provoke on the Triana? Because I don't want any healing. We did not. We get a Vioproc. We got the provoke. Awesome. Alright, Jean, stop procking. Stop. Alright. Can we kill this Jean? from where we're... Ah, man, and Triana just went absolutely crazy. Alright, can we get the kill this time? And she's got invincibility up. That is not good. Hopefully that Jean laps my Skogul. Does not look like that's going to be the case. So my Skogul's going to... Yeah. No, actually, my Skogul did go after the Jean, and we ended up killing the Triana instead. So let's go ahead and do a skill 3. See if we can take down this Jean. Who's going to put that invincibility on Camilla? That's fine. Let's do some damage to Jean, and we're going to finish her off. And we should be able to auto it from here as soon as that invincibility is gone for Camilla. My Skogul is going to be able to one-shot her no matter what HP she is at. And there it is. That's a win. Let's go on to the next battle. Alright, so for this second battle, we've got Jean, Feng Yan, and Chao in the first team. Second team, we've got Sierra, Bastet, and Tyrannus. So the first team, they do have a source of defense break this time, and so it's going to be a little bit harder to manipulate that AI. However, as long as we don't attack that Feng Yan, then it should be fine for no one except our water tank to get defense broken. And so what we want to do is we want to bring a water tank into this. Now Chao's going to make things a little bit more difficult. If we brought Arena, then anytime he uses Justice, it's just going to go straight through that shield. And so in this case, I'm going to play it a little bit safer, and I'm going to bring a Camilla. Now, if you don't have a Camilla, Arena with very high very high resistance is going to work just as well. Just because that Feng Yan's not going to be able to land that defense break that often. And even if he does, you can bring a Source of Cleanse and make sure that it doesn't stay on him. Now, the second thing I want to do... Actually, you know what? We're going to handle this completely differently. All three of those monsters in the first team should be pretty slow. And so what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to bring a Bulldozer. I'm going to bring a Messity. Don't judge, mine's still at 5 stars, but it does the job. And I'm going to bring Copper. And my plan is that right from the start, my Messity is going to go first. We're going to boost up the Copper. We're going to take out that Chao. And then my Bulldozer is on Will Runes, so it doesn't matter if Jean tries to provoke, it's not going to affect him. And then my Bulldozer should be able to one-shot that Feng Yan. Since both the Copper and the Bulldozer ignore defense, there shouldn't be any issue of them surviving. So the second team, what we want to do is I see a source of defense break, but if there is a water unit on the field and Sierra and Tyrannus is not going to go for fire. So what I want to do is I want to bring Rena as my source. Actually, you know what? No, I'm going to bring a source of immunity. We're going to do this a little differently. So I'm going to bring my Wusa. If you don't have a Wusa, you can bring a Fran, you can bring a Delphoid, just someone with immunity, and bring a water tank. And then we're going to bring 2 fire units. In this case, we're going to bring Rakan and Rocky. And even though we've got a source of defense break coming from that Bastet, it really shouldn't be an issue because that Sierra and Tyrannus is going to just focus on my Wusa. And so my plan is to bring that Tyrannus HP down a little bit, and then we are going to finish him off with the Rocky so that there isn't any reviving going on. And let's jump right in. Alright, so we got first turn as anticipated, so we're going to boost up the Copper. We're going to give him the defense buff, crit buff, and we're going to go ahead and knock out that Chao. Next, we're going to go ahead and let Jean and the Feng Yan do whatever it is they're going to do. And then my Bulldozer is going to one-shot that Feng Yan. Alright, easy peasy. And then from here, we should be able to just kind of auto it out. The Copper and the Bulldozer should be able to kill her with ease. And, even if she's got the invincibility up, they both have a source of stun as well. So it's not going to be an issue at all. This team is very easy to build. You've got the Copper and the Bulldozer, both 3-star monsters. So it's not an issue at all to build. Alright, so here, Sierra's already wasted her turn on my Wusa. I'm going to go ahead and put up my immunity so that we're not going to get any defense breaks, we're not going to get bombs, none of that. And they're just going to focus on the Wusa. So we're going to go ahead and self-buff, and actually, you know what? If we kill the Sierra with the Rocky, then we're not going to have an issue with reviving anyway. So let's go ahead and see if we can bring that Sierra down. We did get a Vioproc, and we should be able to, even without a defense break, kill the Sierra from here with the Rocky, and that will prevent her from reviving. Now, if you don't have a Rocky, then I would suggest going for Tyrannus first so that you can prevent any of that reviving nonsense. And resetting his skills with like a Delphoy or something like that is going to be very beneficial. So we've got the Provoke on the Bastet. Let's go ahead and take down this Tyrannus next, just because we don't want him to go absolutely ham, because he does have the potential to kill my Wusa if he gets enough Vioprocs. So let's see if we can get a defense break on him. We did not get it. That's fine. Let's see if we can we get the Provoke? We did not get a Provoke, but we were able to do some damage to him. Let's go ahead and deal some more damage to him. Apply a little bit more. Bring him down a little bit. And I have no doubt that I'm not going to have my Rocky skill 3 before he's going to try to revive. He did use his revive on himself, which gives him soul protection and defense break. So let's do a little bit of damage to him. Let's put that immunity and that shield back up. And next turn, I should have my Rocky skill 3. So we'll go ahead and see if we can break through some of that shield. And then we're going to take him out next turn. Now, my Rakan skill 3 is probably going to break that shield and pop that soul protection. So I'm just going to use a skill 1 and take a little bit of damage off of him and hopefully not kill him, because I need my Rocky to deal that final blow so he doesn't revive. Alright, so that shield's still up. Let's do a little bit more damage. So we should be good from here. My Rocky should be able to finish the job from here. And it looks like we are easily going to be able to. And even with the soul protection, there isn't going to be a revive. And we should be able to auto it from here. So I will see you guys in the next fight. Alright guys, so we are on the last fight here, and for this one I wanted to pick something a little bit harder, but still kind of take you through my process on how to beat this. Alright, so on this one, the biggest threat to me is going to be that Daphnis. Now the way Daphnis' skill 3 works, if you're not familiar with it, is if you have any sort of a buff on you, like immunity, he's going to strip that, replace it with a defense break, and he's going to nuke you. With the Bastet first turn and the attack buff, it is very unlikely that if you have a monster that's got will, that they are going to survive that hit. And so rather, what we want to do is we want to bring a monster that Daphnis is going to target that does not have any sort of immunity on. That way, even if you use a skill 3, it's not going to kill. And then for the Sierra, we want to bring a Rena just so we can tank it out. Now, the only wild card here is if Bastet does a defense break on one of my monsters. So, what we want to make sure of is that the Sierra does not target anyone except my Rena. And the way to do that is to bring 2 fire units. So I'm going to bring my Rena, and then I'm going to bring a Garo, and I'm going to bring my Commune. And doing it this way is going to ensure that I should be able to pick off that Daphnis right away. Neither my Garo nor my Commune is on will runes. Even if my Bastet does do a defense break, I've still got some layers of protection, so that he's only going to take out either the Garo or the Commune, and either one of those should be able to finish him off because my Commune's on a crit build. On the second fight, first thing I notice is that there is not a defense break, but we've got multiple sources of strip, and we have a counterattack coming from the Artemiel. The next thing I notice is that they are going to be very, very defense heavy, with that Leica having a 50% defense lead, Veligil being a defense-based monster, and Artemiel typically being built with very high defense to be a copper trap. We want to play to our strengths here and find a way to get around that. So without a source of defense break, though, on their side, the best thing that I'm going to be able to do is I'm going to bring a wind tank to tank those fire units. So I'm going to bring my Feng Yan again. Again, if you have you don't have Feng Yan, you can use a Triana, you can use a Yanhua, you can use Ermita. Any of those monsters are going to do just fine. You can use Olivia. Now, the other thing that I'm noticing here is that the Veligil does have a source of defense break, which could potentially be a big problem for my Feng Yan, so I want to bring a source of immunity and shield just so I have that little bit of extra protection against that Leica. Now, for the last unit, what I want to do is I want to find a way to get around that immunity and also have a way to kill that Veligil first, because he is that source of defense break on that team, so he's the biggest problem that I've got. So I'm going to bring the Chilling, and my Chilling I've got on kind of a hybrid build. I build him typically a little bit tankier with some crit and speed, and since he is his damage scales on the number of buffs and the number of and as well as his speed, that's going to play right into it. I don't have to build him on attack, since all three of my units here are going to give Chilling buffs. He should be able to do a fair amount of damage, especially if Feng Yan defense breaks a unit. We should be able to take out any of these units just fine. So let's go ahead and let's jump right in. Alright, so immediately Bastet's going to use her buff. We get a derp from the Daphnis, who doesn't use skill 3, and that is fine. Sierra landed her bomb on Rena, but that's fine. She's got the shield up, so she should be able to take another bomb before she goes down. But let's go ahead and take care of that Daphnis so that we don't run into any more issues. So we're going to break that shield, apply some damage, and next turn we should be able to kill him. Holy cow, that hurt. Alright, so let's see if we can do some damage and finish. And then once we kill the Sierra here, we are going to be in the clear. Alright, so let's see if we can do some damage to her. And I have heal block up, so my Rena is not going to be able to heal herself. So let's just apply a little bit of damage to that Sierra. Can we stun that Sierra? I don't want a second bomb on my Rena. And let's finish the Sierra. And then from here, we should be able to just clean up that Bastet. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to make sure that my monsters don't derp here, because there is the potential for that Bastet to take me down. Let's wait one more turn on the heal. Since Bastet just used her skill 2, there isn't going to be a multi-hit for a few turns that's going to kill my Garo. Let's do some more damage to the Bastet. And it's just going to be a game of slowly whittling her down. And then Bastet's going to go ahead and buff herself. And you know what? Let's go ahead and, let's just go ahead and do some damage. We should actually be fine from here, so I'm going to go ahead and auto it out, and I will see you in the next round. Alright, so it looks like we went before the Veligil, so what we want to do is we want to go ahead and get our immunity up. So that way we have a little layer of protection. So my Wusa decided to go again. It really honestly does not matter who we hit, because even if we try to sleep somebody, that Veligil is just going to cleanse. We don't want to hit the Leica because we don't want him counterattacking and breaking through some of that shield for Wusa. So let's go ahead and apply a little bit of damage to that Veligil, since he's going to be my first target, and my Wusa better not proc out of his immunity here. Alright, so let's go ahead and put up another buff for my Chilling. It's one more thing for the Artemiel to have to strip, so that we have the highest probability of keeping that immunity and protection for my Fengyan from that defense break from Veligil. And we're going to go ahead and do a buff for speed and crit rate. And looks like the Veligil derped, so we're going to go ahead and see if we can take advantage of it. All three of my units should be able to go before that Veligil, so let's see if we can take down this Leica. And my Chilling should be able to do it with no problem. There goes all of my buffs. Let's apply a little bit of healing and put up my immunity again, and if my Chilling ever gets a turn, we'll go ahead and finish off that Leica. Alright, so the next thing we want to do then, alright, there is the immunity, so let's go ahead and put up the counterattack, and let's work on that Veligil next. Just because that defense break is going to be the most problematic part of this entire equation. Alright, so we stripped his immunity, got a defense break from the counterattack, we're going to apply some damage, and my Chilling should be able to finish him off here. So let's go ahead and finish that off. And then from here, it should be pretty smooth sailing. That immunity is going to run out very soon. Let's do a little bit of a healing just to top us off. And let's go ahead and put up our buffs so that we're ready to just go ahead and take out that Artemiel in one go. So let's put up the immunity and shield. My Chilling now has the maximum number of buffs that he's going to get here, so we should be able to do some decent damage to the Artemiel, even through that heavy defense, just as soon as we get a defense break from the Fengyan. But even without it, we should do just fine. You can see it right there. We're slowly whittling down that Artemiel. He is, of course, going to heal, but that shouldn't be an issue. We will eventually land this defense break on him, hopefully. Let's go ahead and buff up the speed and crit again. Top off the HP. And can we get the defense break? We did get it, so hopefully he doesn't proc out of it. There, we did a lot better damage here. Hopefully he doesn't get this defense break. No, we got a counterattack, so we are good. Let's finish off the Artemiel, and that is going to be the match. Alright, so there you have it. That's going to do it for today's video. If there isn't any other takeaway from this, I want to leave you with this. Play to the elemental advantage. Because the AI is pretty predictable. And while you can't predict Vioprocs, which can go absolutely nuts, what you can do is you can put some safety measures into place so that even if they Vioproc like crazy, they are not going to be able to tear through your defense, and you're going to have a very high probability of winning. So we're going to do a few more of these videos in the coming weeks. If you found this helpful, let me know by leaving a comment down below, hitting that like button for me. If you haven't subscribed already, hit that subscribe button. I really do appreciate it. It helps me out a lot. That's going to do it for today's video. Until next time, peace out.